unmute myself. All right, let's check it out. I know it's been a minute, guys. Oh, where are we at? Oh my gosh. I think I'm live. Eric, am I live? I am. Okay. Like, I have no idea. It's been a minute, man. I'm like, I think I'm good. Check everything here. Let's see here. Oop, wrong one. Wrong one. Oh my goodness. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to find Restream totally. See what you get for not doing something for a while. Oh, they moved everything. I'm like, what the hell? Where's all this shit at? All right, hold on. Let's see here. There it is. There's that. Okay. Holy cow. Okay. I kind of figured tonight I was not going to have a lot of people watching. Because it's been a minute. And it's okay. It's okay. Brandon says I'm good to go. Thank you, sir. Bill says I'm good. Live, loud, clear. Cool. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pull this. Oh, man. They switched shit around so bad. All right, I'm going to turn this off. Good night. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. We got to do the show like we normally do a show. Okay, so let's go like this. Here's the thing. That way. This right here, Tint'er brand. Looks like someone is going to be taking over the brand. Still working out some little details here and there, but I think we're really close to someone taking over Tint'er brand. So it looks like it may not go away after all. Fingers crossed. So there's that. And of course, the one and only, I mean, come on, guys. Tintwiz. If you guys don't know Tintwiz by now, for the love of everything out there. Oh my gosh. I've only been saying Tintwiz for I don't even know how long now. I don't even know. Not only on the show, but I tell you what, as much traveling as I've done over the years, so many shops I've gone to, so many events, I have always preached Tintwiz. Always, always, always. I have the app on my phone. Do I use it? No. And I get yelled at it all the time. Do I know how to use it? Very little. Very little. But I've seen it work. I've seen it live right there in front of me with other guys using it, and how they use it and how they incorporate their work into it. And it just blows my mind that a simple app can do so much. And I have preached this app non-stop because I've seen it work right in front of me. So Tintwiz has been part of my career, even though I don't work for the guy. But Tintwiz has definitely been part of my career. It's been my journey. Eric has been part of my life, not only a friend, but someone I can text, and if I've got questions about something, I mean, he's there. He's never let me down, and he's been part of my show for a very long time, for at least 3 years on YouTube for sure. So if you guys don't know Tintwiz, go check it out. Tintwiz.com. Download your free 30-day trial. You will not be disappointed. It's all in the app right there. Go check it out. Tintwiz.com. So thank you, Eric, for being part of the show. Try to get that out. Woo! Okay, that's over. Okay. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at now. Fucking Restream. All right, we're gonna start the show like we normally would on a normal Tint'er Tuesday. So let's do it, shall we? Let's go. That's right, guys. It is Tint'er Tuesday live right here on YouTube. That's it. I was streaming across like 5 different platforms all at once a while back, and some of them don't allow you to do live anymore. Some of them won't give you the link to set it up. It's just, I got tired of it. Facebook was so wishy-washy. They were like, oh, connect Facebook. Now you can't use it. Well, it's showing I'm live on Facebook, but I can't unlock it. It just has a little lock and it won't let me do anything. So I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. So we're here on YouTube. It's all that matters, right? One platform is good enough. So my guest tonight is, of course, if you guys didn't hear me say earlier, is the one and only Tint'wiz, Mr. Eric DeVosh. He is my guest tonight. And I'll be honest. This is the last Tint'er Tuesday podcast. It is. It's something that's been weighing on me very heavily over the last few months. I did take a little bit of time off just to kind of readjust myself and just trying to figure out things in different ways I want to go. Not necessarily my career, but just in my life in general. There's a lot of things I want to do. I've been doing this podcast since 2017, and it's just, I just got to the point where I gotta start letting go of things and moving on. And this was very, very hard to do and to make that decision. And I've been so back and forth. I'm like, do I want to quit? Do I want to keep going? Do I want to quit? And I'm just like, oh man, I need to let it go. And when I was texting Eric, I don't know, like last week or week before, he's like, are you going to continue the show into 2026? And I was like, no, sir. And he just said, good for you. And I basically was just like, I gotta let go of stuff, dude. I gotta live, you know. And I've been doing the show for so long. I very rarely missed a Tuesday unless I was traveling or whatnot. But I mean, gosh, man, I've been doing it so long. It's just time to let go. So, anyways, we're not gonna talk about this right now. I do have a couple of things that I want to show on after I bring in Eric, and we're going to talk about the journey of the show and just kind of get some insight from him and what he's seen over the years. Because I remember, gosh, I don't know, what was that, 2017, 16, 17 or something like that. I was on his podcast, and I was actually traveling, and I had an absolute blast, and I was nervous as fuck being on his show. And after that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Like, look at this, and I'm doing it. So without further ado, Eric, are you ready to come on? You good? He's like, yeah. He's like, let's do this. Hurry up. I got shit to do. This is the last show. We're done with this crap. I don't have to mess with you anymore. No, I'm joking. Guys, the one and only Mr. Eric DeVosh.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much for having me here. Also for the kind introduction.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on the show. You know, I know we've been kind of talking back and forth. I kind of figured you kind of already knew that I wasn't going to do the podcast anymore. And I thought, what better way to go out is to have you, Tint'wiz, who has supported me for so many years, been part of the show for so many years. I figure, why not have this the last person? So I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. It really is special to me to be on here tonight, being it's the last show. And I have been reflecting since you told me I could be on, you know, kind of about like that journey. And like, even just now, as I was like preparing for this, I was thinking back to like all the other times that we've been on a podcast together, whether I was on yours or you were on mine, and like where things were. And then kind of just drawing in like how much has changed since between me, like on my end, on your end, around us, like with Tinder battles coming up and how much that's evolved and what's going on with that. Like just all the things,
Yep.
the film companies, the businesses and sales reps and territory reps and the whole thing. Everything's changed so much in the last 5 years. And it's been an incredible ride. And I'm glad that a lot of it's been recorded.
I I agree. Everything you just said, I agree. And it's funny that you mentioned, reflecting a little bit, because last night I was actually flipping through my phone and I was going through my photos and I was going way back in the day and I was like, oh my God, I did a lot of shit. I mean, I did.
Yes,
I did.
you
I,
did.
I, I couldn't believe it. Like I was blown away by my own like documents on my own phone of what I was doing over the years. I'm like, God dang, man, I did a lot of shit.
And I think like endlessly, you're going to have these moments that pop up where somebody, either a Facebook posts a memory to you or somebody else posts a memory or somebody posts a picture and something you designed is like in the background or they're wearing it and you don't even remember designing it until you saw it and then you remember it. And then you're like, oh my God, that was so sick. Or like, I remember how excited I was when I put that out. And like that whole thing, it just comes back to you. I was going through a Dropbox subscription came due. So I jumped into Dropbox just to make sure that I'm paying for something I need. And it was the Dropbox I assumed it was. And I quickly went to this video from 2016 or 17 from a Tube Light meeting. So now this is middle of Window Tint LA, Tube Light Hooper Optic meeting. And I was a speaker there. And it's like, I think I have more of it, but I had these 3 like 10-minute clips each that are not in any particular order. I just click on and I just see myself with a lot more hair, like long hair and like a different look. And just like, I'm like, all right, let's see what the hell I said 8 or 9 years ago. And let's see how much of it I still agree with. And let's see how much of it's like super still relevant or not. Did I say anything that just straight up wrong or like I look back on as like not, didn't play out how I said. Pretty proud of the talk. And I actually want to clip it up and share it because I appreciate Hooper Optic and Tube Light and everybody giving me that opportunity back then. And I also appreciate my foresight into what I was doing and being willing to go talk about it. And I kind of want to, I want to show that because I also had the privilege of speaking at MediaTune at their autofilm business conference in Vegas a couple of weeks ago prior to SEMA. And though the topic was a little different, it was addition by subtraction, which really plays into what you're doing with this podcast and with Tint'er brand, addition by subtraction. There is some crossover to hearing that old talk over this current talk after it happened. And I listened to the old talk and I was like, I said a lot of those things in this talk. So anyway, it's been a lot of years and really, I mean it, like such a big thanks and cheers and best wishes to everybody who's been any part of the ride, any part of along the way, even if it was just a matter of watching it on Facebook or whatever. It's fucking great to be in the community and to do this.
Crazy. You look back and you're like, it happened so fast.
Flash for sure.
Oh my gosh.
It was COVID not too long ago, right? But it was COVID 6 years ago. So like,
I know.
Almost.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. So I don't think anybody knew that watches this podcast even knows what happened back in the day when I was doing it only on my iPad. And when I was doing it out of my garage, like literally sitting in my garage, I had the iPad sitting on the tailgate of my truck, and I just sat there and just did the show. And I don't think a lot of people saw what I was doing on Instagram back in the day. Mm-hmm. But let's see if I can find.
And then there was definitely like a flip of a switch where you said like, I'm going to invest in professional equipment. I'm going to set up a whole studio, and everything went to like the next level. And ever since, your audio has been crystal clear. Your video, it's all on point.
Thank God.
Thank God. It's tricky though with live streaming. It's not easy at all.
It is. No, it's not. So this is what's funny is I think this was probably maybe the third, fourth episode that I was doing it live from my garage on an iPad, only streaming onto Instagram. Is I was sitting on a little plastic like bar stool, the little bar stool chair, no backing, no nothing. I was just sitting there, and I was showing off some tools. There was I think there was maybe like 10 or 15 people in there, and we were talking about tools, and I bent down to grab a tool, and I was showing it, and then I dropped it, and I went to go pick it up, and I leaned back in
Knocked
the chair.
everything over.
No, no,
Oh,
I fell
like,
back. I
oh,
completely fell out of the chair live on the show, and I stood up and I was like, no one saw that. No one saw it. It was no one saw it, and all of a sudden the comments started coming up. Everyone's like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "Now a lot of people would have been embarrassed and been like, nope, I'm done." And right? No, I kept going. But this is what's funny is I'm gonna bring this up is when you fall live on IG and the boys give you all shit. Like, I mean, this is it was so funny. They were trying to go back and actually clip it, and they were going to literally make that whole clip go viral. And I'm like, I deleted it so fast, but it was so funny, and that popped up in my photos when I was scrolling through last night, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I did fall down straight back in that chair, and people saw it, and it's just funny. Like, stuff happens when you're live. There's nothing you can do about it. So, this was, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think this is it. This is the very first time I had any guest on the show, and it was literally right there in my garage. And that's a good friend of mine. He's up in Denver. He drove down. We were tinting his car in my garage, and I said, dude, be on the show. And he did. And it was so much fun. And I don't think a lot of people really understand like how much I did on the show and how much time it took to do these shows, especially moving into this kind of a platform. But I had such a blast doing it, dude. I did. And I know you were always, well, I'm not gonna say always, but you were in the background the majority of the time, every time I was doing these shows. So,
oh, I mean, yeah, first of all, you put on a great show and you're consistent with it. So it's like, you know, when it's on, you know where to find it. And the show is constantly evolving, which is a very difficult thing with a show. And you did it for years. And it's an enjoyable thing to watch. And I also really appreciate, you supporting Tintwiz and Tintwiz being a part of it for such a long time, because, that's, it works both ways, frankly. Everything works both ways, like you might feel appreciative of something, but like it's also the appreciation should be felt the other way. And it is for you supporting Tintwiz and being so consistent with it and so on and spreading the word. And to your point of view, not necessarily being the most familiar with it, I feel like that's going to change in 2026. And I'm not just saying that. I know something you don't. So let's just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. But I feel like you are gonna get to know Tintwiz a lot better in 2026.
What the fuck?
I know. It's the last show, so it's not like, what are you gonna do? Kick me off your fucking show?
Well, I mean, I can. I still have the buttons. I know where they're at now. I can still do it.
I know.
I hate it when you do shit like that, Eric. Damn it. Yeah, because now I'm not gonna be able to sleep for like weeks.
Yes, you will. It'll be fine. It's a good thing.
There was a couple of clips I wanted to bring
Play.
up.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do it.
there was one time I was getting everything set up to do a live show in my garage, and I had the Tintwiz shirt on, the hat, and I was sitting there and I'm like, what can I do just to have fun before the show? And I think you remember this because I know, well, you took clips of it, but to see if anybody remembers this, if I can bring this up. All right, here we go.
Grab the wall, wiggle like you're trying to make your ass fall off. Hella thick, I wanna smash them all now. Speed up, gas pedal.
Oh, there is one that I couldn't have recalled if you offered me anything, but now that I see it, I'm gonna have to request we get that video, send it to Cadeau, please, and we'll be using that if you don't mind, because that is totally refreshable content right there.
Oh my god, dude! Here's the funny thing: is it took me two times to get that video down.
That's it.
2 times. That's it.
Damn, bro.
I kid you not.
Two times.
I'm just gonna fuck around with it. Now,
So you know you're natural.
Well, no.
At that, I mean specifically, you fucking killed it.
But here's the thing. You actually like you chopped that up. I don't remember exactly how you did it or what you did it for or whatever the case may be. But do you remember when I was doing all that traveling and I was at the airport and I made it look like that clip that you chopped off of that one, and I made it look like it was playing throughout the airport. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. I
Okay.
do remember that.
So so if anybody doesn't know, this is what I was talking. This is what
That was definitely believable too. I thought. I mean, now we'll look at it now and we'll decide how believable it was. But I felt like at the time,
All right, let's play this. All right, let's see.
we had to have been an iPhone 14 at the time, so it was just
something
different.
like that. Yeah.
With fame, everybody know my name when I come through. Don't nobody screaming like you. Like it really is. With fame, everybody know my name when.
That's 5 years ago. That is believable. That is pre anyone knowing what ChatGPT is and making a figurine of themselves. Okay, so
You have no idea how much fun it was to take that clip, and I mean I was putting it everywhere.
so
And
legit. I'm surprised
every
TSA didn't look into it.
Everybody was texting me or calling me going, how is Eric putting that clip everywhere you're going? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, dude, I just pointed fingers at you. It was so funny, dude.
It's good for building trust and privacy.
Oh my gosh. It was so much fun. Like I was scrolling, like I said, I was scrolling last night and I was just looking through it. I'm like, I remember making that little video when I was sitting at the airport. I'm like, oh, what can I do? And I looked up and I was like, oh, watch this. It was so much fun.
That was a good one.
It's wait, we should all replicate it, the Omeletsky challenge. I mean, let's see if I can pull this up. I mean, what can
First,
we
you
do?
fall off your chair, and then you have to go to the airport and get Tint'er on the screen.
There you go.
That Jason video on the screen. You have to somehow get it on the screen at your airport after you fall off a chair.
Oh my gosh, dude, that shit was so fucking funny. I was having so much fun, and there was one of the restaurants. I sat at the bar and I was getting something to eat, and I was sitting there and I kind of did the video and I put that video in, and there was a guy sitting next to me, and of course I had my my iPad with the keyboard, and I had it opened up, and I had the Tintwiz sticker on there, and the guy next to me was looking at me. He's like, what's Tintwiz? And I was like, oh, let me tell you about it, right? And so we were talking, and then he's like, well, what's that video you were doing? And I said, oh, check this out. And he goes, so that's all you're doing is just traveling around? Yep, that's what I'm getting paid to do.
That's it.
It was so funny. I don't remember what that one is. I don't know if I should show it.
Just show it.
Just show it.
So worst that could happen.
Well, all right. I don't know. I remember what this is because it's like this big on the screen. So let's find. Hey, just for shits and giggles, you can't go wrong with this though. I tell you what. I know it's not a big, huge deal, but this is. I've never had anything like this before. I've never had anything like this, and as long as it took me to get this, and some of the hoops I had to jump through, it was a fucking nightmare, but I fucking did it. Now I remember that was when I got Tint'er brand trademarked, and I was again doing Tint'er Tuesday on the backside of my truck in my garage on my iPad, and that came in the mail, and it just it blew me away. I'm like, I actually pulled it off. Like, I couldn't believe it. So I don't know. I was just showing. I just wanted to share some things that I've done with the show. Do you remember when all of us were in Phoenix doing the whole Tint'er tour thing? Do you remember that?
I do. I wasn't
and
there, but I remember it happening.
but
Tint'er Tour.
I still managed
It was
to
a big
do
thing.
the show. Yeah, and I still managed to do the show. I'm gonna show this clip because this just goes to show the dedication I went through. Watch this.
I'm just here for the beer. Right there. Just here for the beer. That's it. Which one to talk to? So we're doing Tint'er Tuesday. We are here in Phoenix with Fade to Black. So we're on the Tint'er Tour this week. So right now I'm going to do live with Tint'er Tuesday, and then I'm going to kind of go from there. So
You really matured since then, Jason.
I don't know if that's a good thing. That's pretty wild. Like looking back at that and going, here's the funny thing, that iPad, I don't even know what year that was. That iPad,
Right.
I still have it. I still use it. It's literally right here playing YouTube so I can see the comments. So
That's an Apple product for you. They last
Dude.
forever.
that thing has been all over the place. It's done numerous shows and it's sitting here. So, but anyways, I just wanted to share a couple of highlights, of the show and where I
You know
did 'em
what that
and,
iPad will be good for since you have it. Using TintWiz
I knew it.
coming up.
Coming up? I don't
Well,
understand. I don't understand.
I'm just saying because like now you don't need it for live streams. You can repurpose it for TintWiz practice. And
I don't think I can because it has to be plugged in. Otherwise, it has no power. It's so
Don't we all?
old. It's so old, dude. It won't even stay charged.
well, it's matured as well then.
Oh yeah. I still. You're not going to tell me anything, are you? You're not. I don't know.
Not
All
about that, but
get
anything
the
else
fuck
you want
off-
to know
Get
about.
the fuck off my show. I just like.
You can text David Kratz after this.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
It's like
no.
fucking late and no. Good.
No. Wait.
Don't
someone
bother
said,
him.
Someone said, "Look, oh, okay." So someone just told me to look at my phone. So, okay. So well, you heard me talk about the brand before at the beginning of the show, right? I just got the text because someone said, "Look at my phone." I got the text. Looks like Tint'er Brand's going to stay alive. Someone is.
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
take over. So
That's
we're
awesome.
good to go. We're good to go.
What perfect
Uh,
timing with the show too.
Right?
That-
Why not?
Kind
Why
of,
not?
kind of the universe working its ways.
Yeah. So okay, enough about that for a minute. Anything new with TintWiz that you want to share?
Sure. You want to kind of like dig around a little bit? You just
I
want
mean,
like
you
it's just
know-
that open and broad. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, what's new?
No, you don't. Okay, you don't
Yeah.
have to say anything that has. To
No,
do
I
with
can
whatever,
definitely talk
but,
about new
What's
things.
going new with TintWiz? Like, what's,
Yeah,
what's
so-
going new? Okay.
All right. There's a few things that I'm very much looking forward to, and we've been putting a lot of work into, and I think will have a big impact. A handful of those are really individual things that we're working on with different suppliers and manufacturers, film manufacturers, Autobahn being one of them. Solar Guard Wiz being another one, obviously worth mentioning. We have something going on at EPD in a few weeks for their dealers, a webinar that we've been working on that'll be very impactful, I feel, and unique. And we're really trying to go deep with different suppliers and manufacturers in ways that have the most synergy and are unique to them and play off their strengths and so on, hopefully, and continue that road. I mean, it's something we've always been doing, but now being that we're entering year 6 of being on the market, some of those, it's a little more clear, right? It's not a new company with ideas. It's
Right.
a 6-year-old company with a proven track record and with user base and so on. So we're able to take opportunities to the next level. And the opportunities are all basically working with the manufacturers so that the manufacturers can help support their dealers with TintWiz on all different ways that can be applied. But that's the concept, is manufacturer, supplier saying, we see the value in TintWiz for our dealers. and we see what it does for the dealers that use it, and we want to work together to just make that better for our dealers. And like I said, it's different for every manufacturer and supplier, because that's the point, right? And trying to be as impactful and bring unique value to each one. And that's just something that keeps our hands full for sure. And the team, mainly Cadeau and Carrie, have been unbelievably excellent at kind of taking what we've been doing over the years and now being able to fine tune it. And when we go to a show, I think we're able to be more efficient, impactful. And then when we're doing relationships like this, efficient and impactful. And then on the other end of it, we are growing as a team this year. We're going to be adding to our product support specialist role. So that would be like interacting in live chat and so on. It's part interacting with live chat, but it's also part taking everything from live chat, turning it into resourceful guides, videos, and so on, that go out on social, that go in our help center that we currently have, that go in our YouTube library and so on. So that role is kind of dual purpose. And then we're also hiring on the development side this year. So we're expanding our development capabilities. And then feature-wise, something that we got out finally in 2025 was the cut optimizer for flat glass. So the nesting feature that now, once you've put the measurements in, and whether you do it before or after a quote, it doesn't make a difference, but you put the measurements in and it's going to tell you the most efficient way to align your tint. If you want to rotate it, not rotate it. If you want to have the option of using multiple rolls or not have that option, if you need certain films, and it's going to lay it out as efficient as it can be with how much linear feet of film you're going to need, how much square feet, what your waste is going to be, and so on. So you're able to order film efficiently, save time there, and also be consistent whether you're the one on the job cutting the film or you have a team member cutting the film. You're able to know how to cut the film and not find out, oh no, we ran out of film because you cut that window that way. You should have rotated it and aligned it with the other window. That's what I was counting on. We only bought enough film, blah, blah, blah. And then the other thing that is also built in there that came out in 25 as well was the ability to, like, when you cut film, just tap on it and it marks who cut it and when. And when it's installed, you can tap. So when you're doing a job and somebody's cutting a bunch of film, somebody else might be cutting a different film or from a different roll, somebody else is running back and forth doing installs, and you can track not only for payroll reasons who's doing what, but for efficiency reasons so things don't get cut, lost, confused, and so on. But payroll's a big one too on flat glass jobs like that, because you're probably paying on production to a point, or a team, or however you're doing it. So those are two of the kind of like standout things that stand out to me beyond all that we did with proposals and Solar Guard Wiz and so on. And then other just fine tuning that we've done and little like feature add-ons and so on throughout the app. Now for 2026, starting in hopefully January is what we're very much aligned for beta testing, and then maybe public launch is March, is going to be a fully custom integrated payment processing point of sale system for TintWiz, built into TintWiz. So what that's now going to open up for members is like a physical terminal, multiple options with physical terminals for desktop, mobile with a screen, mobile without a screen, tap to pay. So just like tap to pay on your phone, all of the features and built in. So when you're creating an invoice in TintWiz, your register has that person's like amount, information. You're not like ever transferring. You're not typing in dollar amounts. When you tap to pay their, let's say, phone with Apple Pay or Google Pay, or they tap their card on it, it's taking payment, printing a receipt, and also all aligned in TintWiz, updated automatically. Now, part of what's exciting about this is not just the terminals, but the relationship that we have with the payment processing company and what we've been able to work out for the users. So what that means is the big agenda is being able to match. We want to gain 100%. I know that if you're on this payment processing, your business will run smoother, right? There's going to be things like tips and other convenient factors for your business and fintech opportunities for your business and for your customers that are built into this. And the seamless aspect of a loan will be worth it. However, on top of that, we should be able to, not we as in us directly, but the payment processing has aligned with us to be able to match and, if possible, beat like an established rate that you have. So we're not going in saying, hey, look, this is the rate, and if you have to pay more, you pay more. It is what it is. Kind of like where Stripe and Square and other companies leave you. This is the already open door opportunity to say, we want your business, bring us what you have, and let us do our best. And then on top of that, because again, this is like a big rollout and something we have over a year vested into. I mean, a year, like pounding the pavement, doing the work, but years kind of lining up for this. And it's part of the reason why we didn't have fully integrated payment processing systems, like physical point of sales integrated in, because truly wasn't happy with any of what's out there. We didn't want everybody split and kind of using this and that and the other, because you can't support 4, 5, 6 payment processing companies. It doesn't make sense. You won't find anybody who actually does that long term. They might use it as hooks to get you in, then they'll cut them out. And we don't want to do that, right? If you start using something, we don't want you to get used to something and then have to tell you it's going to change ever. So we're never in a rush to do something. And with that said, another thing that we're excited about is, I can't give the details on this, but I can say that typically, like when you're getting onto new payment processing, you need to buy the terminals. And we're going to be doing something the opposite of that, along with other big incentives for those who say, I want to be one of the first, or I want to sign up within the first 90 days or whatever. We're going way overboard to make it worth their while long term, just because you're going to probably want to use it eventually. You might wait till other people talk really good about it online. But if you get started right away, it makes it easier on everybody. So we're going to really, 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 really incentivize that for those that just go, I'm in. I trust you guys. This is great, and I want to be one of the first. And if you do want to be one of the first, and you don't want to risk somehow missing out or us maybe not reaching out, because we will do some reach out as well if we think it'll be a good fit. But if you think it'll be a good fit, or you just say, hey, look, I'm in, just go to live chat and say, I want to try the new payment processing when it's ready, or, I want to be a beta user on the new credit card processing, or however you word it is fine. And we'll automatically group you into a group, and you will be one of the first, if not the first, like you'll be the first to know simultaneously. So really excited about that. We've been really quiet, I would say, in a sense. We've been present in the industry. We've been present at the events. We're present on social media. We're present in live chat and app support, but we're kind of quiet as far as what we're doing, and it's only because we've just been head down working.
You got 6 people already saying count me in.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I mean,
that's awesome. Thank you.
That is that's impressive shit, Eric. I mean, I hear guys saying, I wish we had a payment processing integrated inside Tintways. This is game changer for a lot of people. It is. And like, what little things that like aren't little, right, is like, what happens when there's a dispute with a customer? What happens? Do these companies hold your money? Do they flag your account at some point? Do they do these weird things? Just like, what is the customer support? And that's something that I needed to be extremely confident in, because you have to understand how many companies pound the doors, how many middlemen companies there are in payment processing, how many companies will use a teaser rate and get you on some contract on a payment processing system or something you didn't understand. And when you realize that it changed and it's not what you wanted, they'll charge you 3 years in advance of fees for thousands of dollars, and you just find out that you're in a contract. There's so much bullshit in that industry that us finding the right partner and being patient over the years was important. And I feel like we have been patient in the things we're doing. And now looking back 5 years later, 6 years later, I'm really proud of kind of like what Tint'er has become and what we have going and what we have planned, because patience is really important. And it is one of those things that like it's really tricky, right? Like, we all kind of know patience can be important, but we also kind of might say like, hey, I'm not a patient person. I want to get it done. I want it now, da, 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 da. And we might think that that's the attitude you need to be a go-getter and get things done. And you do, right? That's one ingredient. But the other really tasty ingredient, the salt plus the pepper, is having the patience to let things cook and let things come along at the right opportunity and not rush things, and really identify what's important today, what's shiny, but what's important, not what's shiny and let's just get it done, and so on. So I'm really excited about it. I really appreciate the support in the chat. I can't see it directly, or I would address it specifically, but I really, really, really appreciate it. They're excited for those who get started early on, because here's the thing.
My explanation when we talk about launching this internally is simply the same way we launched TintWiz, which was those who are interested in using it will be the ones who we make it so great for that they're wanting to tell their friends. They're wanting to show appreciation online, or maybe put it on their shirt or their van for no reason other than they're proud to use it and they're appreciative. I want the payment processing integration to be that same thing. When we talk about how we're going to like make it known, I want to make it known by the first users not being able to help themselves from telling other people. There's no obligation to tell other people. It's not a ambassador program, but
Right.
it's if you're willing to jump on first, I'm going to do everything in our capability to make it something that you go, wow, that was the best. I'm so glad. Like that was,
Right.
I'm so glad I jumped on first. Thank God I watched that podcast. This was great. That's the idea. So
Yeah, and it's gonna spread like that. It will. It will. They're gonna go, man, this is the best thing ever. Y'all need to get
That's
on
the
this.
idea.
And it's just gonna grow. It's gonna grow. Yeah.
that's
And
the
I-
idea.
I love how you said, it's not because it's shiny right now, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, just because it's shiny now, even if it dulls over time and it still works, it's still shiny in my mind.
No, that's true. But what I meant by the shiny was this.
I know.
That it's easy to kind of say what's popular today, what will get people, excited today,
Right.
even if the chances are they're not going to use it 3 months from now, that they're going to be disappointed possibly a year from now with that feature. Like something like, I'm going to put it out there. It's a little hot topic. Hopefully it gets this video some more views, gets clipped up by somebody, but like, I'll put it out there. Something that I'm like kind of would put in that category would be chatbots, like not just chatbots like on a website, but I'm talking like AI virtual systems. Okay, let's just call it systems, whatever those systems are, whether they're talking to them, whether they're making logics for your company, whether they're even AI or they're not, they're just like saying they're AI or they are AI or they're not or whatever. Any of that. Okay, any of that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's easy and shiny today. So it's an easy thing to say, look what we're building, look at this thing, come use it. But the reality is the most important thing is not what they're building and where it's going and blah, 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 blah. The reality is, does this make your business more money? Period. Does it work? Will your customers be happy? Period. And I know for my own instance, I've had to call customer support for a few things over the last week or so. And there are instances where I get to an AI agent that says, how can I help you? I'm your assistant. I say, I'd like to speak to a customer service. Have you checked our da-da-da? Yes. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And I know I'm in there committed for about 3 minutes till that AI agent is going to give me a goddamn chance to go through to what I need to do. And to me, that is actually the most frustrating of all systems. I would rather press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 0 for other, whatever. Give me the most basic thing, but don't put me in this slow response. I'm talking to something that can't quite do it yet. Now, if we love the concept and we think it's going to work perfectly in 3 years, that's great. But if you have your customers interact with that today and it interacts with 100 customers and the alternative would have been a voicemail or a lead form or a live interaction or a text message, and you added those 100 customers, I don't personally believe that you're going to earn more business than less business, period. Now, I'd love it to work. And I'm not saying everything in the industry that fits what I'm saying doesn't work. I haven't used it. Okay, so like I'm telling you, I haven't used, like if you could start naming them, and I haven't used anybody's thing. I haven't looked into any of them. I've watched what has been put out on social media. I've listened to what everybody has access to. And I'm not even characterizing or judging them. But when I'm talking about shiny objects, I'm telling everybody, and this fits into what I spoke about a couple of weeks ago in Vegas, which is very important to me, and I'm going to preach it, and I'm going to put out this video where I spoke about it in depth, but everybody needs to tighten up on what decisions, every single thing they're doing in their business, every time they're spending money, everything that they think they're investing in their business, every time they say, I'm doing this for the future, or I'm doing this because I'm building something, I want you to quantify it. I want you to say, am I sure I'm building it for the future? Is this really adding value? How do I know? I might think it is. Where's the return? Am I sure? And if you're not sure, don't spend the money. And if you do want to try something, actually test it and come up with results that you could say, Eric, I'm sure of it. I tried it. I put 50 customers this way. I put 50 customers this way. I did it myself. I sent it to 10 of my family members. I sent it to 10 random friends. Everybody loved it. It really works. Like, my business got better. Awesome. Move forward. I'm happy for you. I don't care what you're using and where you're spending your money. But I do think that we have gone through a phase of optimism, of money in the industry, of growth in the industry, and of innovation. And a lot of that innovation is amazing, right? We can talk about a lot of tools and products and things and apps and so on, which are absolutely incredible. I mean, there's no shortage of that. I'm not taking away from that. But what also came out of that was this endless optimism and hope that I can just take money, buy that thing, pay for that thing, throw money at ads, hire this and that will be the missing piece to the puzzle of my business, and things will change, and I'll wake up and everything will be smoother and working out. And the reality is if that's a portion of the money that you're making, great. But if you don't have that much money left over, if you're finding yourself tight in winter, if you're not feeling like you're making enough money, if outside of the money you're making, your company isn't separately making money and saving money every year, your company should have a profit and you should have been paid. And hopefully you gave a little bonus to your employees and you say next year you're getting 3% more because fucking the economy is going to be 3% worse. And if you're not doing all those things, then when you say, hey, these lights lit up the room, but what if I change the shape of them? That's a fucking waste of money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, if you have beautiful lights and they light up the room and you've been tinting there for 6 years and you have an extra $3,000 in your bank account, it is not the time to get hex lighting. It's the time to put $2,000 in a savings account, $1,000 towards your credit card, and keep it moving. So what I'm saying is, use that mentality with everything, because here's the fucking bad news, and the kicker is, as we started this podcast, we talked about how quickly time moves, and time's moving very quickly, and we don't know what the market holds, the economy holds, your personal body holds, your life events holds. We don't know any of that. And all of us listening to this, with the very exception of maybe one or two, probably don't have more than 20 years left until they assume they want to be in their retirement years. Now, I'm not saying they don't have 26 years, 29 years, but I'm saying nobody here has 40 years. We don't have our entire career ahead of us. Nobody has 40 years unless we work till 80 or 90. Like, we're all in our 30s, 40s, 50s, right? And that means we have 10, 15, 20, 25 years left. And if the next 25 years go like the last 10 years, and the last 10 years didn't allow you to save money, the next 25 years can go the same way or worse, and you can be fucked after that, because you will be old, in pain, there will be no tinting, and the rent will be astronomical, and you won't be able to afford a robot to take care of you, and everyone will be taking a trip to Mars, and you will be stuck on Earth. So what I'm saying is, save money and question where you're spending your money, and buy tools and invest in marketing and do these things, but do them with certainty, not taking money that you sweat your ass off for and then throwing it at something and saying, let's see how this works. And somebody else just fucking takes that money and does the same. And it's just, I'm just telling you, it will get more competitive in business, in our industry, in the economy. It's only going to get more competitive. So stay sharp, stay profitable, stay efficient, or you're going to be fucked. That's the message for the day, and one that I'm going to really push out for a year, because at this point, it's not about me saying use TintWiz. It's about me saying, like, use TintWiz, and part of that is, like, understand the grand scheme here. And I said it 5 or 6 years ago, those who use TintWiz, those who follow what I've said on Tint Wisdom stuff, will be the ones, in my opinion, that do really well and hopefully the best at the end. And I still feel that way. I feel really strongly about this topic, and people don't talk about it. And I do want to put people on the spot, if I get the chance to talk about it again. Like, we should talk about how much money you're making or not making, right? Like, I don't care if you hit 300,000 this year, or if you hit $1 million in sales, or you took $1 million to 2 million, or you've opened up a new shop. I don't care. 2 shops, 3 shops, 4 shops, good for you. How much money are you making? And what is it taking to get the money? what are you having to do? Tell us about how many hours you work. Tell us about your days off or your no days off. Tell us if you have time for your kids or you don't have kids, and you have a wife, you have no wife. Let's talk about all these things. You have a husband, no husband. You have, like, what does your life look like? Because what happens is we're getting, just like in social media, you get like somebody standing next to a jet and this and that. Like, we kind of get that with this too, right? Opening another location. I'm running 2 locations across the country and it's going perfectly for me. And then follow up, both of them are closed. And you're no longer in the industry. And like, that's one example from current social media, right? Now, not hating on people, you should move on. I think it's great when you close something because you're so confident in the future, you're willing to let go of something that you have currently in your hands. You're so confident, you're willing to say, I'm going to take this that I have that served me over the years, I'm going to put it down and say, it's no longer mine. I don't need this, so that my hands are free to do something else. I think that's commendable. I think that's amazing. I think that's something most people should do and don't do, and should know when to do and don't do. But there's also going out of business. There's also pretending your business was better than it was and selling people on it. There's also charging people for advice that you're not taking yourself. And then there's also no follow-up when it all goes to shit. And I care about the people in this community and the people who listen, the people who use Tinwiz, and people that I've met at these events, and people that everybody's like, they're my friend. I consider, like, when I see these people, it's like you, it's like Cadeau, it's like Mike Powell, it's like Mike Malatesta. It's, keep going on, like David Kratz. And we go to every fucking manufacturer, Tim Spiegel, and we can go to every manufacturer and everybody, right? And like, when it comes down to it, I care about everybody, and I see where it's going, and I want a wake-up call, and I'm going to be the one who talks about it. And I don't know if anybody else is, because here's the other reason, and then I'm almost done. The reason why I feel like I'm in a unique position to talk about it, and this isn't really throwing shade at anyone, because it's just the reality, in my opinion, okay? But the reality is if you think about a company within this entire industry, they all thrive on people growing. You have to sell more products, the new products, more of the existing products, open more locations, hire more people, sell more, sell more, sell more, sell more. Now, nobody truly has an interest in you making more profit. If I'm selling you tools, I'm going to reinvent the tool every single which way I can, and every new thing, and every shape, and every dexterity, and a durometer, and everything, because I need to sell you as much as possible. But whose motivation is to say, I just want you to be as successful as possible, in the sense, like, I want you to have a successful relationship at home. I want you to have enough money that you can sleep at night. I want you to not be in debt, because being in debt costs money, and then you're working for debt, and that sucks, and that's reality. And I've done that plenty in many years of my business, and in personal life too. It's nothing to be ashamed of or talk down to, but it's also good not to be in that position, because then that money can go, instead of interest, can go to other things, or, instead of potentially going through a process where you go from a small shop to a big shop to a build out back to a small shop. You hired people, you put out instead of doing that, I want to save people from that potential shit show that goes on. Part of it I've experienced myself, part of it I've observed it. I could go through an endless list of things that I've made mistakes for myself, where I've spread myself too thin, where I've got excited about something and I shouldn't have. And I just don't want that I want to be, as a community, bring that to light, because it's not like I'm saying I'm the all knowing, but I want the topic to come up so other people talk about it too. And people share their shit, and people ask questions, and other people, it's something that actually is a topic, needs to be talked about. And if I'm a window film manufacturer right now, supplier, distributor, manufacturer, doesn't matter, any of the names, and I'm looking for a unique angle, I want to provide value for my tinters, right? My dealers. And we've all seen everybody, Autobahn, the company you work for, being one of the leaders in it, right? How do we provide value? How do we provide community? How do we do all these things and support? We want your business to be successful. Well, how about one of them, or a handful of them, or all of them, take the narrative and say, hey, we're now, as a 2026 initiative, our initiative is to make you more profitable. That's what we're doing for our dealers. We've put together programs. We put together consulting with our sales reps. And when we go in, we're not looking at how can you buy more film from us. We're looking at how can you make more money and alleviate stress from your life so you can have a better business that lasts long term. And let's go in there and fix some of the cracks in the foundation, because I'm not going to worry about building a second story right now. I want to make sure that the first story is fucking solid, because might be better as a one story location long term instead of building 3 stories and then coming back to the foundation to reevaluate all the fucking issues. Do you know what I mean? So that's the concept. Patience and digging deep and so on.
And
so 2026.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Tint'er Tuesday live right here.
I do want to run for mayor, governor, and president one day, hopefully, because I feel like we have to fix this shit. This is unbelievable. Right. People don't want to solve the problem. They just want to fucking fight. And I'm here with solutions. So
I tell you, man, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I can feel the passion. I mean, just sitting here watching and listening to you, I'm like, this guy's about to blow up. Like,
Jason, the doctor is in. Holy this message was brought to you by Dr. Pepper. I wouldn't be anywhere without the caffeine that comes from this Dr. Pepper. So no, I'm just kidding. It's not.
No,
but it could be, but it's not.
Here's the thing. Like, as I'm sitting here watching and listening, and I'm sitting here watching all the comments coming through, and I'm like, these guys were like, it's like Gary V on crack. You know, he's on a whole nother level. Like, you know, and it's.
I feel like anything on crack is questionable because, you know, no, I know, but I'm just saying, it's like,
you know,
if you're like Bill's on crack, it's like, fuck. You're like Gary V, but on crack, you're like.
No, I'm just saying, like, you are just.
I'm
like,
joking.
You're just like going. I mean, at the speed and passion, just like he does. You know, when we were watching.
I appreciate it.
And you know, all these guys were sitting there, like, let them fucking cook. I don't know. Someone said that like 3 times, like, let him cook. And I just sat here and just like, yep, he's on it. I'm just gonna let him keep going, because you are. I would love to be in your brain for just like 5 minutes. Because I bet it just never shuts down. It never shuts down, does it? Does it, Eric?
No, I really am. I don't know what other things are going on in other people's brain, right? In all reality, we've never got to experience anybody else's reality. But I definitely am thinking about this stuff a lot. And I like to consume a lot of information inside the industry, outside the industry, because that makes me feel plugged in and current, and I feel like that's a position of power when you feel like you know what the hell's going on. You feel good about how you see things, even if you're not completely right? Like, nobody can predict the future, but like, it's like kind of worse if you kind of just don't feel plugged in, because then you have this anxiety of kind of like the future is a little unknown. Things could be happening and I'm not aware. What happens 10 years from now? I don't even want to think about it. Like, I don't like to live in that reality. That's anxiety. I kind of want to keep evaluating and keep, making better.
Yeah, dude, you are on a totally different level, man, and I'm nowhere even close to that level. I'm not, but I do think about things like this when I talk to guys on a daily basis, and they're like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing these new lights. When you brought up the light thing, I'm like, how long you been in that shop? And they're like, 5 years, like you said. I'm like, do those new lights really, do you need them right now? No, I just think it would look good for, and I'm like, look,
like, how's this? Fair. Those lights will look good. Let's put those lights looking good next to like your phone with your bank account pulled up and at least $100,000 in your business bank account and no credit card debt, no other debt. Suppliers paid off at least 100, just 100. And then you go, those fucking lights look killer next to this bank balance, right? But if your bank balance is like $8,000 and you're thinking about buying anything other than the things you have to do to be in business, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. Like, this is crazy. And it's understandable. And people are like that. And it's not a bad thing. You're not dumb for doing it. It's not that. It's normal. But what I'm trying to tell you is, please trust me and just don't do that. And I promise you that's the better way to go. That's all I'm saying. But people that sell lights will tell you to put lights in there. People that just want to tell you, yeah, bro, good job. The shit looks great. It does look great. You could repaint your shop every year. Like, you could do everything, but like, you don't need to change your floor just to change your floor. Your floor needs to be clean and not slippery. right? Like that's it. It needs to be able to be clean and not slippery. Easy, clean, not slippery. That's it. Like when you take pictures, for the most part, like you might not even have to see the floor. Like I'm just saying, like you don't have to take it top down. You could take it outside the shop. You could take whatever. I'm just saying, work around spending money you don't have, because if you spend $2,000 on lights and $3,000 on maybe like miscellaneous floor and $2,000 on miscellaneous, that's $7,000. If your business has a 20% profit margin after you pay your employers and your installers and you consider yourself installer and all that, okay, you had to make out of, let's say you had 10,000 in expenses, you had to make like essentially that has to be 20% of the money you had to make. So then you think, well, how many jobs did I have to do that 20% equal that 7 or 20% equal that 10? You go, I'm doing all those jobs for lights and floors. And then think about this. How long do they last? Okay. And then go, so let's just say they last, let's say I'm out of here in 4 years. Let's say they break in 3, 4, 5 years. You're going to pay like $80 a month for those lights. Essentially over taking like, here's what I paid, plus installation, plus your time, plus you could have been doing something else. You put those fucking lights up there. No offense to the lights. I'm not trying to hate on the lights. Lights are nice. But how much are you paying for those lights across the 5-year period? I thought of it with a sofa. You buy an expensive sofa and you have it for what, like 6, 7, 8 years. Your dog damages it. Your kid fucking damages it. And you go, what did I spend $150 a month on a sofa? There's no way. You buy a cheap sofa. Like you buy what you sit in and you're comfortable, and you don't have to like just go like, hey, I got some money in the bank. Let's burn it on chairs. Like it's the same thing with lights, water filtration, tools, fucking everything. Like everything.
Dude, okay. So
tell me.
I'm laughing because Janelle and I literally just did this with a couch.
Yeah, it's fucked up. We work for our money. We have to keep it.
We did. No, I'm serious. Like I it's not a fancy couch. It's a nice couch. It works, right? And
you have the money for the lights, Tim, and you have all sorts of other equipment. Tim, he's saying I love his lights. He has tons of equipment. He clearly has the money. I doubt he's in any debt. He has a whole thing. So like, it doesn't apply to everybody. It applies to the people who don't have any savings and are struggling and could be out of business in a year from now. That's who it applies to. I'm sorry. Let's get back, Jason.
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, someone needs to check that Dr. Pepper for real. No, it was funny because we were literally at the furniture store, and it's not a fancy bougie couch. It's a nice one, and it's like $700 and something, and I go, it should last us at least 5 years, right? And she's like, yeah, and I'm like doing the math, and I'm like, so that would be how much a year? That's
$12 a month.
On. Yeah,
done. Right, but like you buy something and it just goes to the corner or whatever, and then you buy something else, and it's always something new. I'm just saying it's really enticing and exciting to spend money on new things, especially if they have the chance to help your business. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We see opportunity and we try to execute on it. And I'm just saying, make sure it's opportunity. It's not complexity. It's not hopes and dreams. It's proven stuff. That's all.
Yep. No, and I agree. It just, when you started going off on it, I was like, oh gosh. Like I can hear it. I can feel it from you, and I tell these guys on a regular basis, I'm like, you guys don't need all this to tint a fucking car. You don't. Put the money somewhere else. Put it somewhere else.
If you play let's just say you have 25 years left in business, plenty of time in a sense, like tons. 20 years is tons of time. Really, it is. If you're doing the right, in one sense, it can fly by. In one sense, it's tons of time. And what I'm saying is, like, if you're an auto tinter and you're renting a shop, you could be the auto tinter that rents a shop and then goes, I'm growing, this is great. And you open a bigger shop like 2 years later, you take over the space next door. And then you're like, we can do 2 locations. Then you open one load down the street and you're running back and forth. You're kind of sending the cars here and there, and you're trying to make them both work. And you kind of not necessarily making much more money, but it feels good. And then however that plays out, you keep that going or whatever, and you're paying rent and you're doing these things. And now one of the landlords is going to sell the building and you have to move. Yep. And now you go do that. And now you have 2 locations, you move, you rebuild it. You say, we're going to put new floors. We're going to, you get that. Other window tinter, same 20-year career says, I have the shop I'm in. I'm making a lot of money. I'm really busy. I'm just going to raise my prices a little bit. Not crazy. We're not going to play that game where we just raise our prices till the customers stop calling. That's ridiculous. But we are going to raise our prices. We're going to make sure our profit margin's healthy. When I have time, I'm going to make sure my numbers are clean. I'm not going to rush into advertising. I don't need advertising. I'm going to keep all my marketing money because I'm so busy because of my word of mouth. I don't need to go jump to a bigger square footage and then have to spend money on marketing because I can't keep up with it, and then lack an installer, and then look for an admin. I don't need to do all that. I just say, I'm happy in my little shop. I'm busy as fuck. I'm making tons of money, more than I can spend, and I'm putting it aside. And 5-10 years from now, that person has a deposit to buy their own physical location, and they buy a location, and they spend the next 10-15 years paying off that location. And during that business, they've not had to move. They have no landlord. They're building equity. That property's going up. What'll end up happening is that $500,000 property in that 10-15 year period until they pay it off or they go to retire will likely, potentially, have made them more savings for their company than their company actually did. The 500 will be worth $1.2 million, $1.3 million. And you'll say, so now I have $1.3 million because I bought a place. Now the other person is simply jumping around at rent and at some point gives them all back to the landlord. Now I'm not saying you have to own your own shop. I am saying this is possible in every state of the country. It's not something you can't do if you're in New York or you can't do if you're in California. So it's not exclusive. Everybody can do it. I'm not saying you have to do it, but I'm saying more people in our industry, at least publicly, are going the route of rent a bigger place, buy all the shit to put it in it. Doesn't matter. I'm doing it for the future. Blah, 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 blah. And not the, hey, I can just like save this money and not have debt and buy a place and build equity, and I know how much value that builds. Nobody can ever tell me to move. My business will be there forever. If I'm trying to leave it to my kid or build a legacy, there's no better way than owning the location, so it's not going to become a fucking boot barn or something in the future. Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm just saying, like, that's the point. It's not don't buy lights. It's not don't buy this or that. It's like the conservative route might be the best one, or double check what you're doing. If you want to grow, but make sure your profit's growing, everything's growing, not just the complexity, not just the amount of hours you're working, not just the headaches, because you can't take that forever. And if you think you can, you're wrong. As it comes in, at some point you crack. Everybody does. Nobody can take it. You can only take it now because you don't have it and you don't know what it's like, you know?
Damn.
So that's the sermon for the day. Mazel tov to all. Merry Christmas. And we'll see you in 2026.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys right now, if you did not learn something from this podcast, holy shit. All right. Well said.
Thank you.
Eric.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, because that's the thing. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and hundreds of other people the opportunity to like share what they want to share, be known, get like people to be able to see who they are, talk to them, hear their opinions and so on. Like that's what you've done. One of the things you've done, because you've done more than that, but just with this show, that's something you've done for hundreds of people over the years. And I can't thank you enough. If you weren't doing the show tonight, I wouldn't be sharing this message tonight. And if it impacts anybody, that's the point. And any impact it has makes it worth it. And like I said, it wouldn't be happening without you. So thank you.
I appreciate that. I wanted to do the podcast for the longest time and keep it going, and to have this on the show, this kind of interaction, these kind of people spitting out their highs, their lows, what they did, what they're not doing, and sharing. Because let's face it, I'm just like you. I want everybody out there to just be successful and go, I'm not in debt. I'm debt free. I can do whatever I want. I make my own hours. I got time for my family. I get to go do this. I want that for everybody, because I didn't have it back in the day, dude. I didn't. I was working 7 days a week. I was working 18, 20 hours a fucking day, and I missed out on so much shit. And just like you're talking about spending for no reason, is I spent all that fucking money and I have nothing to fucking show for it, Eric. Zero. And I don't want anybody to fucking do that. Learn from my mistakes, man. 100%. And that's why I wanted to do this show for people like you and you know, like Gosh, man, I've had so many people. Just everybody sharing their stories. This is why I wanted to do the podcast. This is it. So
Thank you, Jason. I mean it. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for endlessly for all the years and everything. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing like next phase, whatever that is, you know?
I've got a couple of ideas of what I want to do next. I'm not saying they're going to happen right off the bat, but like I said, I want to move on and do something different. I'm not getting any younger, just like you said earlier.
Exactly.
It's going by so fast. Like I said, I was looking through my phone and I'm like, holy shit, I did a lot back then. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Like I did so much shit, and I don't want to miss out on anything else. I don't. So, anyways, Eric, I real quick before I kick you off, because I am kicking you the fuck off my show.
Not if I kick you off first.
No,
Go ahead.
Don't do it, Eric. Don't do it. Don't take the one thing I love to do. I do have a question. How's baby? How's family? Like how's everybody doing?
Family life is great. Thank you so much for asking. Super enjoyable. Just really enjoying life. Like things have, like when we talk about the hard work, we talk about the hours putting in and so on. I don't know anybody that's successful that didn't have to put that in for endless years. Myself, yourself, Gary Vee, Mike Nord, fucking everybody, like Brad Campbell, Tim Ham, like, I mean, we could just name everybody. David Kratz, like, fucking nobody gets anywhere without working hard. So I just want to make sure that nobody in this world takes that message out of context from earlier. The concept is everybody is working so hard. Make sure you're getting and saving that value that you're putting in, because time's limited, goes by fast. So if you are buying something, make sure you're getting a return out of it. That's my only motivation. A message. There was no do buy this, don't buy that, or I would have just said a list of shit. But it really is just be critical and don't underestimate the importance of saving and building a strong foundation for your business. Nothing magical happens when you get bigger other than more headache. Make sure your profit gets bigger, your simplicity gets more, and your happiness goes up along with whatever else. Don't just say we have to do it and whatever,
Yep.
Get the fuck off my... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, damn. I was like, oh.
I couldn't.
All right. Well, before I let you go, again, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me, for the show, for the brand, for everything I've done over the years, and you being right there along the ride. And I just can't thank you enough, Eric, for everything you've done. This is the last Tint'er Tuesday podcast. I'm done. I'm going to live. So, Eric, with all due respect, get the fuck off my last podcast. Oh, shit. Listen, I'm telling you guys, here's what I would do. This is what I would do. This is going to be saved. It's going to be on YouTube for a while. You need to go back and watch this and listen to what he said, because holy shit. If you learn anything, you're going to learn something off of this podcast from that man. So, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Tint'er Wednesday. No. This is the end all. It is time for me to move on. Someone said, what was it? Where's it at? Oh, here it is. Tint'er Wednesday. No. So on that note, guys, instead of me saying see you guys on the next show, I actually just want to say thanks. Thanks for tuning in over the years. Thanks for chatting. To all the ones that have been guests on the show, thank you. Um, it's been quite the journey, and it's gonna be so weird to not have this up anymore. It's gonna be weird to get rid of things, but it's time to move on. So again, I appreciate each and every single one of y'all, and I wish nothing but the best. Most of you guys have my number, so if you guys want to chat, all you gotta do is call, text me. I'm here. Other than that, oh, it's so weird. This is gonna be so weird to like let this thing go. That is it. You guys have a great rest of the year. Have a Merry Christmas, and along with what Eric said, 2026, let's go. And I know I'll see you guys out there somewhere. So on that note, I'm out. You guys have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. Tint'er Tuesday. We're gone.